Hello, this is Dr. Peter Lambrou, co-author of Code to Joy. I'm here today to help you learn how to conduct self-muscle testing. And on page 94 of our book, Code to Joy, there's a mention of the ability to learn self-muscle testing. What we're going to do today is to practice a method called O-ring, digital O-ring testing. Digital meaning fingers, and O-ring because you're going to form an O with your two fingers, your thumb, and usually the middle finger is the one to test the easiest. You pinch them together in this manner so that you create a bit of an O-ring, and then you, with the other hand, you hook your fingers, and you can even grasp it this way to give a lot of firmness to the other finger. You're going to pull through the fingers in this manner, and what you're testing is the muscle strength of the closure between your thumb and your middle finger, or some people use the index finger, but I think the preferable way is the middle finger. So in this way you're pulling through and you're testing whether it's a strong or weak response in coordination or in conjunction with making a declarative statement. Now remember, you're not asking questions, you're making a declarative statement. Before you proceed with this muscle testing, however, be sure that you first do the cross-hand breathing that we describe on page 94. And that makes sure that your energetic system is clear of any interferences. Once you've done that, you're now ready to just learn the difference between a strong and a weak response. So you'll practice by doing things that you already know are either true or untrue. So for example, we'll make a statement such as 2 and 2 is 4, and we pull through and we see what the strength is of a strong statement or a true statement. Now it's going to take you a little bit of time to practice to learn the difference. So we start with 2 and 2 is 4, and I would say repeat whatever statement it is several times while you're pulling so that you make sure your thoughts are focused. 2 and 2 is 4, 2 and 2 is 4, 2 and 2 is 4. Now we'll try an untrue statement. 3 and 3 is 7, 3 and 3 is 7, 3 and 3 is 7. So it's easier to pull through on a false statement than it is on a true statement. And with some practice you start to make that distinction, and remember that there's only between a 5 to 15% difference in muscle strength between a true and a false statement. So you're looking for that subtle difference. Remember that it takes some practice to learn to distinguish the difference between a strong and a weak response. Once you've identified that and you feel confident that you're able to distinguish between a strong and a weak response, strong and weak muscle response, now you can move to identifying a life-limiting belief and making a declarative statement such as, I'm not safe is my most predominant life-limiting belief. Now if I get a strong response on that, it would indicate to me that that is a influential life-limiting belief to work on. We might make another statement and say, I'm not adequate is the predominant life-limiting belief that I'm dealing with presently. And it pulls through more easily, which means that's likely not the most predominant one. And so you can go through the life-limiting beliefs that you believe are, or that you think or have identified through our personal belief assessment process, which ones are affecting you. And of course you can be creative, and if you have some idea about a life experience that perhaps is coming up through the reading of the materials in our book that you believe may be having an influence on your life, you can test the accuracy of that or the likelihood of that being a significant life-limiting belief. Remember, this is a practice kind of process, so be patient with yourself, and also recognize it may take you a little time to learn to do this and to distinguish between muscle fatigue and weakness. So if you start to notice that everything seems to be weak, it probably means give yourself a little bit of time to rest the muscles and try again. Well, I hope that this has been helpful to you, and we want you to know that this is a valuable tool in addition to having someone else test one of your muscle, the strength of your arm muscle, for example. Thank you very much.